Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Insatiable Lust for Sound and the Insatiable Lust for Life. We've got a very extraordinary episode for you today and a project that I'm starting up, which is kind of like a mini documentary on musicians and talent from all over the world. What we have today is something very special. It's set the standards for our show. And we have the Filomena Croce, who's an Italian singer and songwriter that's currently living in Rotterdam. Her career is incredible. I've been binging on videos the past few hours, and what a contrast. She's a master in music in jazz and pop voice at the RTZ Conservatorium, Suole. She performs with various duos and bands around the world in well-known theatres and clubs such as Ariston Theatre in San Remo, Italy, Bico das Garrafas in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, the Royal Festival Hall and King's Place in London. I'm not even going to pronounce that next one, in Amsterdam and Rotterdam. And she's performed at festivals such as the London Jazz Festival in the United Kingdom, the Bremer Carnival in Germany, and of course, what I've been really geeking out on is Tomorrowland in Belgium. In 2017, Filomena was chosen to represent the Conservatorium at the leading Dutch Jazz Network event in Jazz Festival in Rotterdam. In 2018, she represented the Netherlands at the Eurovox, which is the biggest conference for singers and voice teachers in Europe. And in 2019, she performed with multiple Grammy-winning orchestra, the Metropole Orkest at the Ziggo Dome Arena in Amsterdam. And hello, Filomena. I welcome you to the show. How are you?
Hello. Hi. I'm really happy to be here. I'm good. You?
I'm very good and kind of excited because when I first started this project, Insatiable Lust for Sound, I didn't expect to receive any phone calls or interest in the show because it used to be like a DJ show, and now I'm just exploring music, and all of a sudden you walk in the door and set the bar for everyone that's coming through. It's like, hang on, we've got professionals here, people that have traveled the world to play music and sing. So tell us a little bit about yourself in the music, in that you do what you do, so for those that don't know you, get to understand you.
Okay, that's always quite a difficult question to answer because, there are so many things that I could say about me and you never know where to start. Well, as you also said before, I'm an Italian singer and songwriter. I've been living in the Netherlands for 5 years, actually over 5 years now. I'm a master of music. I did my bachelor in Italy and then my master of music in the Netherlands. And, I graduated in 2018 in January in jazz and pop voice. I've just been traveling the world performing before and after that, and I've done quite some things. Performing. I'm also a teacher. I have my own music school in Rotterdam, and I'm also a conservatorium teacher. So I taught in Belgium, in Bruges, in 2019. Not anymore now, but it was really, really nice. So I just like doing a bunch of stuffs around music. Regarding my genre of music, I like singing a lot of different genres, from jazz to world music. I've done a lot of Brazilian music, so bossa nova and samba mostly, Italian music, Indian music even, and then classical music and even EDM with Tomorrowland. So just a bunch of stuffs, and because I think all these different kinds of music just represent my soul, because I think there is not just one single thing that can represent me. I think I am a lot of things. So it reflects the same also in music.
qui giocaulia, cosa succede a noi? Che te sento ancora qua.
I saw the you gave me the link to the YouTube channel, and I found how there was such an extraordinary contrast, because it was like the song, forgive the way if I pronounce this incorrectly,
Don't
it's
worry.
the song Genoon, is it the Cirque du Soleil cover?
Oh, yeah, I'm also a big fan of Cirque du Soleil, of course, and I wanted to do an homage. and that's a fusion with modern music and Indian music, because I'm interested in all those kinds.
So is that Indian music or Arabic music? Because
Indian.
Ah, okay. Because to me that strings reminded me of like the Arabic house music that I heard when I was in Egypt.
No, it's an Indian fusion, because that show that song comes from is Kusa, and it has like the soundtrack. So what they play and what they sing, it's Indian inspired. So
wow.
It's really amazing. Also, if you watch the entire show, if you listen to the entire soundtrack, you realize that's Indian. And there is also something that they sing in Hindi, not this particular song, but other things. There is something in Hindi, so that's Indian then.
Yep, definitely Indian.
Definitely Indian.
A few hours ago, I was watching the whole performance of Tomorrowland, and I really was trying to leave that towards the end, because it was like, there you are, like you can just see the big smile on your face as you're singing away, going, there is this god on stage, there is Tiesto, there's Armin van Buuren, there is everyone else, there's and all of them, and it's just like, oh my gosh, there you are performing on stage with all this incredible, great music. That would be like a memory that's just constantly burned in your head. What was the experience like to be like in the pinnacle of, like, you're on stage in front of thousands of people performing? Like, it would just feel like you're in heaven.
Yeah. Well, I was involved in 2 Tomorrowland events, and I don't remember how many people I was in front of in the first one, in Tomorrowland, Belgium, but they were a lot. But I know in the second event, the anniversary of the 15th anniversary of Tomorrowland Our Story, that it was instead in Amsterdam at the Ziggo Dome. There were 17,000 people in one night, and other 17,000 the other night. So there were 2 nights. Well, I can just say that both of Tomorrowland, both the events, they were like the best moments of my life that I can remember. Ones that bring the most joy, I think, to me. Yeah, because it was like, I've been singing for 20 years now. So, and I had to, face a lot of prejudice and a lot of, difficulties. And, when I was there on stage, I was like, this was worth it. Everything I had to go through all this time, it was worth it in this very moment. So, I cannot really describe it. Just I'm thinking about it right now. I'm like, oh my God, it was so amazing. And especially the Tomorrowland Belgium, millions of people watched that show. A little bit like the streaming, a little bit on YouTube channels and everything, but millions of people watched it. And I'm like, that's one of the best things I have ever done. And in the anniversary of Tomorrowland, I was supporting like great names of EDM, of course, Tiesto, as we were saying, and before Afrojack and Armin van Buuren, and more. So I was like, oh my God, okay. And when I was having dinner before one of the 2 performances, I was sitting like in front of Tiesto having dinner. So that was amazing, actually. So yeah, it was really nice. I've also had other collaborations that were amazing, of course, but this one was really amazing. And I was singing with the Metropole Orchestra. So Metropole Orchestra, it's a Dutch orchestra, but it's well known around the world because they have won several Grammy awards. So it was amazing for me to because they contacted me. So I was like, Grammy Awards winners are contacting me. So that was so amazing, and yeah, it was just a dream come true.
Pouco tempo não serás, mas o que és? Ouça-me bem, amor. Presta atenção ao mundo e o moinho.
You used the word prejudice before.
Yeah.
What was so to go from? Would you be able to explain some of these prejudices, like the prejudice, the experiences that you had, and how you overcome them, or like you persevered for them? Because it's like with the Insatiable Lust for Life, which we're going to have this on as well, is talking about how you've gone from these prejudices and worked so hard to achieve a goal, and there you are on stage living the dream. That, like, in the EDM industry, I would see resumes of people going, I'm inspired by Tiesto, I'm inspired by Armin van Buuren, my music sounds like Armin van Buuren, and you can turn around and say, performed with Armin van Buuren, performed with Tiesto. I was like, yeah, I've got this. I've been on stage with them. It's so good, you know, which just is like completely different because you've gone from, I mean, what are the prejudices that you've had? Because I know how like tough the music industry is.
Yeah. Well, first of all, there still are prejudices towards me and, well, my profession in general, but that I can hear to myself. So it's not that they disappeared after I did Tomorrowland, after I did the London Jazz Festival multiple times, and I also worked at the London Jazz Festival with award winners. So it didn't disappear. It's still there. Of course, it's less people now. So there are many more people that recognize, okay, she's done a lot, but it is still present. Well, what can I say? It's just people thinking doing anything music related is not a real profession. I should do something else.
You should be a lawyer, you should be a doctor, you should be a housewife.
Yeah, anything else that doesn't have anything to do with music. So, like, you feel like you have to prove yourself, almost. But like with time, I learned that it's not necessary to do that. To keep proving yourself to others. The important is that you prove something to yourself and not to others. I know what I'm doing, and I know I'm good at what I'm doing. So yeah, this is also like to other people that are in my same situations, or maybe are at the beginning of their career. So that's even more difficult to just ignore any like external opinions and whatever people think. It's the important is what you think of yourself. That's the most important thing. So if you think yourself that you're doing the right thing, then you just keep going doing what you're doing.
That's really beautiful. So you're saying that which was leading to the next question. So you found your passion. You found, like, I watched a movie on Disney last night called Soul, and you found your spark. You found your spark. It was like there's something that just inspired that insatiable lust for life and sound and everything else that goes with it, and you just kept following that passion. So that means that there is an inspiration. What did you start out when did you realize to start following this dream 20 years ago of music?
So I was pretty young. I was 10. Well, I don't know. It just happened by chance at the beginning, I think, because I went to an audition for a choir. It was a classical choir, and I just passed. And I started singing with this choir. It was not very long with that one, exactly. But then I just wanted to keep going with it. I had a few people that encouraged me to continue. So I just decided, okay, I'm not gonna stop. So after that one, I found another choir that was kind of church. It was not that a church, but it was like religious music, mostly, also not religious, but mostly religious music. And then after the choir, I started to study like on my own at a school, doing some competitions and stuff. I just realized that I wanted to keep going with it. And then I, after high school, I decided to attend a bachelor in jazz voice here in Italy. After I graduated, then I was like, okay, I'm just leaving. I'm just going somewhere else. And I started traveling after I worked at a hotel as a singer for like summer season. I was doing like piano bar, like some musicals, a little bit of different stuffs. And I was like, it was my first experience, not at home, not being at home. So I was like, I like this. So I was like, I'm just going away after I graduated. Then my bachelor, I left and I went to the UK. I stayed there for some time. Then I attended workshops a little bit around. I went to Brazil, which was amazing too, to Rio de Janeiro. And then I started my Master of Music in the Netherlands, and I'm still there for now. But I finished, I graduated, and then I started my school. And meanwhile, performing a lot. It's so amazing. I've been performing with conservatorium teachers, other conservatorium teachers. So, yeah, I've been doing a lot of things and different festivals in Germany, and like I was saying, the London Jazz Festival too. Well, then Corona hit. It was not like the best, of course, because I at the beginning of 2020 I could see my year like ahead of me, different than how it actually went. I had planned, of course, performances and stuff, and then they got cancelled, of course. But I have to say, like, these limitations that we all had, but talking about myself, brought newfound creativity. So, like with my vocal group, we did like several online music videos. So I've done maybe like less performances than the previous years, but what I've done, I think it was pretty cool. I recorded my EP, so that was also pretty cool. So yeah, a bit different, but I think it's okay. It's okay. I'm doing
Mi
well.
avessi chiesto come stai, se tu mi avessi chiesto mi hai pensato, t'avrei risposto bene, certo sai, ti parlo.
So you mentioned that during this COVID pandemic, where it's all about lockdowns and isolations and solitude, where it was also a great opportunity for newfound creativity to be explored. And here you are saying that there's this newfound creativity and you recorded your EP. So it's all of a sudden, it's like you found the magic within the pandemic. What was the creativity that you explored? And tell us a little, and in the same question, tell us about the EP. Is the EP that you're releasing that's coming out very soon, as you're saying in March potentially, is that connected to the creativity, or is there two different groups and there's two different answers to this question?
Well, I already had some material ready before the pandemic, so I was ready to do something about it even a little bit before. And actually, like, the pandemic made things more difficult because I was supposed to start a little bit earlier and then I couldn't anymore, and then I had to postpone a little bit. But well, with creativity, I have a vocal group that is its name is Voice Vocal Project. We are a group of singers, and we had to think about what to do because we couldn't perform live. So we decided that it was time to make some videos. And well, if you watch them, they are on YouTube, on Facebook, a bit everywhere. They are pretty creative. So we had to, think how to keep going, and without losing hope and without losing motivation. But they are pretty cool. So I'm happy about how it evolved.
It actually sounded really good. There was one video that had like heaps and heaps of like people performing. Was that one of the groups? Because it was all like different singers and coming in and okay. But because I remember watching a few of them. I think that was okay. The Orphy Robinson's Virtual Jazz Club Band.
Oh, that one is for the London Jazz Festival that I did this year. That was also a pretty cool thing that I've done this year. They contacted me and they gave me like 5 days to do the job. I was like, what? But it was really cool. I took a few days more in the end, but they were like, okay, we need this for this day. It was 5 days. I do remember it. I had in my head 5 days. So, but it was really really cool, and of course it would have been better to be there in person to play with these people like I've done before, not with this group in particular, but like for the London Jazz Festival. But even at a distance, it was pretty funny to do, and I was so happy about the result when I watched it. I watched the premiere online like everyone else. I was like, okay, the video is premiering this day at this hour, and I just went like in front of the television. I was like, okay, I will wait patiently to watch this premiere, and it was pretty cool. I really loved it.
I've just got a train going past, so I just muted my microphone for a minute. We've just had another one, but we'll keep going.
Don't worry, I cannot hear anything, so it's fine.
Okay, that's great. So with the virtual jazz club, how did they organize it? Like, did you all perform at the same time on Zoom or whatever technology they used to perform, or did you record your segment as a solo act and then send it through?
No, we recorded it as a solo act. We had sheet music. I was reading in that moment.
Was that sheet music you said, like 2 E's? Sheet music?
Sheet music, like a paper.
You've got it.
No, please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. Sheet music. Because I had a very short time to prepare. It was also a very long piece, so even if I had longer time, I would have read anyway, much probably. Even though usually I try to avoid reading when I do like duo concerts or trio or whatever. So yeah, we recorded separately because Zoom is very it's not possible to do that on Zoom because there are delays. So everything would come out very confusing and confused. So that that was not possible to do. But so that's why I had, so much like, oh my God, before watching the premiere, because I had no idea about what to expect in the end.
Oh, wow.
I knew my part, of course, but I didn't know exactly how it was going to be.
So you didn't know who you were singing with? So you didn't know who you were singing with, you were just singing?
I knew about Orphy Robinson, which was the band leader. Of course, I knew about him, but no, I didn't know about the other people. I didn't know who I was gonna perform with in the end. So I was just really excited, a little bit nervous before the premiere. I just didn't have much idea of what was gonna happen. I knew the song, but it was an original song, but I knew it because I prepared it. But I didn't know the rest. So it was just a big surprise for me too. And I was really happy about the results. It was probably even better than what I imagined, even though I didn't know what to imagine. It was just a big surprise, very good surprise.
So as I'm talking, I mean, we've demonstrated a few. We've got a collection of music that we've got of yours, and we're going to broadcast it and like demonstrate the different contrasts in your music and everything. And as we're talking, I'm noticing that passion and love for your art is coming through so beautifully and vibrantly. What inspires you when you are on stage and writing music and teaching? Like, there's obviously this love that is just glowing in all your performances.
Thank you. Thanks. I'm really glad and happy that you can see my love for what I do. About inspiration, I don't know. There are so many things probably that inspire me according to what I'm doing exactly. When I'm teaching, I just want the best for my students. So I just put myself into it as much as I can, because what I really love about teaching is to see the progress in the students. So I'm happy when I see them happy and when I see them progress in what they're doing. Of course, sometimes it can be a bit difficult, but that's the process of learning, of course. But every effort, then in the end is worth it when you see that they are progressing. So that's what inspires me when I'm teaching students. When I'm writing, which is something quite like quite recent, not too recent, but yeah, quite. Let's say some years. So it's not 20 years that I'm writing, and less. But well, I think I haven't started quite early to write because I was afraid of writing. Because I was afraid of, because what inspires me is just my life and my emotions, what I feel. So you are afraid sometimes to write down about your feelings and about your life, basically, because my songs are pretty personal, quite a lot personal actually. They're very personal, so it's difficult to do because you feel very vulnerable, and like people can see through you when you read my lyrics. Well, not yet, but in the coming months. If you read my lyrics and if you listen to my songs, it's like that's Filomena. That's just me, and it's like people can see through you, like an I don't know, like an open book or something, and that's very difficult to do, to expose yourself that way. So that's why I was afraid to do it before. But then, of course, like with time, I took the courage to do it, and I just started writing. And I was just inspired by what I was feeling in that moment, and just putting myself into it.
Se vuoi il cuore mio stai qua, basta che chiudi le occhi e poi ti luce.
It's really interesting because it's like one thing that I know is that emotions are the language of the soul. So here you are expressing your soul in complete vulnerability, and I understand like the documentation because there's a few things that I've been experiencing, and I went through a journey of writing my own music. Now, not to the same level as you. It's all electronic music, so I don't know how to play the piano. I know what a C note looks like on the sheet music, and so I draw it in Ableton. But I was documenting a whole entire journey through music creation, and sometimes it's like I think of it like we're our own worst critic. But then when we look at other musicians such as like Eminem, which is one that's coming to mind, who sang about his struggles in music and how he came from a very poor family. He read the dictionary because that was the only book, and that's how he grew from there. And that gift of vulnerability can actually be like very cathartic or very healing for someone else, because when we're looking at when we're in a sad place, we'll listen to sad music. When we listen in a happy place, we'll listen to happy music. And if we're feeling fantastic and want a good time, we go to Germany and hit their nightclubs. So there's always these, like, music is just so incredible that like there's just no words. Incredible, heaven, beautiful. So with these new lyrics that you're writing, is this connected to your new EP that's coming through?
Can you repeat the question?
So with the lyrics that we're talking about, like exposing your the vulnerability and the emotions, is this connected with your new EP that's coming?
Yeah. My EP it is very personal. So the lyrics that are in there, but I think they are the expression of a personal growth, a journey of personal growth that I've been doing in the last years. And I thought this was the right time for it to come out. It is very personal, some melancholic ballads and some catchy pop tunes, but it is very personal. But I'm really happy about it, and of course that's my own story, what I write about. But what I hope for the people that will listen to it is that they will give to the songs also their own meaning. So as also I do, like listening to other artists' music, I listen to it. Of course, they might have another meaning for the person who wrote it, but then they had a special meaning for me. About my life and about my stuff, so I could see myself into it. So I hope that also people will listen to the songs and also give their own interpretation to the story. So it's not only my story anymore, but it's also like other people's story in the end. That would be really cool, I think.
I'm sure that it's definitely a shared experience with many.
Yeah.
Usually when you find a song that you love and then it's telling your story, you're sharing that story and you're having that shared experience with them. I mean, that's what, the beauty of COVID's about. It's a global shared experience, and, you turn on the news, you know exactly what it's like. I mean, but, when it comes to music, it's definitely there. So this is a question that I've been dying to ask, and I might make this a routine question because it's something that I've been pondering on lately. I love to ponder. I love to think. I love to have deep thoughts. So the question that I've got is like, you've written not only just the lyrics to your own music, you've written the music as well.
Yeah.
So as an artist, how do you go from writing a sentence or a paragraph or a verse or a chorus and then writing music to it?
Yeah, well, what I'm happy about my EP is also that it's my own project. So I did everything. Of course, other people played like guitar and everything, but I'm the one that wrote all the pieces. Well, I think, well, not I think, it actually it is that well, that process that you are talking about, like transforming lyrics to music, it actually depends on the song, because with each song it's different. Like with one song I started with the lyrics, with another song I started with the melody, with another song I started with the chords. So it's not a process it's unique for everything, for all of them, all the songs. But it changes like according to which song it is, and with what I'm feeling in that moment. So, for example, there is a song in between them, and that started with the lyrics because I just lost a loved one, and of course, what came first were the lyrics on it, and then I just sat on the piano and I just started to play anything, actually something, and in the end it came out. That was actually the song I took like the shortest to write, less than 2 days. In the end, for the others I took longer. But yeah, it's just a process that it depends on the song.
Cada esquina cai pouco a tua vida.
When I'm listening to music, I hear all these different layers into the song. You've got the vocalist, you have the piano, you have some very interesting sounds. how do you pick and choose what feel you want to go into the song? Like the layers, such as I want a xylophone, I want a flute here. Like when you're writing a song, do you go, oh, I'd love to have this instrument here and this is what I can do with it and I'll write these notes? Or how does that work?
I'm not. I'm very emotional. A very emotional writer. So I don't really think of the different instruments beforehand. So once the song is over, let's say like the chords, the melody, and the lyrics are there, then I decide what to do. That's not something I decide before. So once it is finished and kind of finished, so like the basics are there, I can now maybe just play it on the piano a little bit and just thinking of it. And yeah, I just think of like how it would sound in the end. So that's just a mental process that it's there. Once everything is like the basics are done, I just start thinking, okay, how could it be nice? And then just things come to mind. It's not like a very logical process, at least for me. And of course, it can vary from person to person, but for me, it's just, yeah, I imagine what could be good on it, how it would be in the end. So I'm thinking, okay, this one is only voice and piano, because I think like for how the lyrics are, I think, okay, this is gonna be very intimate. So I think only piano and voice would be nice. But that's something that happens later. Instead, with another song that can be like more empowering and like much more like a catchy, like kind of hit thing, then I think, okay, we need a full band here. We need it because it's an empowering song. We need some strength. We need something that gives some, power and some movement to it. So then I think, okay, the full band is gonna be. So yeah, but it's a pretty cool process. It just happens a little bit unconsciously, I think.
Like more of a intuitive guidance as you're just flowing with the creation, because all of a sudden in February you've birthed this brand new creation into this world.
Yeah, it's like my baby. I don't have babies, but my baby is gonna be my EP. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool.
So have you started your second one yet?
No, not yet. Not yet. Like one thing at a time.
I mean, I'm
like a person that kind of thinks ahead. I like to think ahead. It's not always good. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. but not yet about another EP. I still have to let this one into this world, and then we'll see.
Okay, so I'll give you a week after the second. On the 1st of March, I'll message you saying, how's your second EP going?
Oh, well, maybe a little bit later than the 1st of March, but then you can absolutely ask me.
So how long did this EP take to create, from the moment of inspiration that you're going to do this, you're going to record, to March it's going to be released, or February I should say, sorry. How long did the whole process take you?
Well, it depends on when you start thinking the process started.
Yeah.
Well, regarding the songs, I started writing the first song for this EP over 3 years ago. So it was a long process, even though when I wrote that first song, I was not thinking of the EP yet. So it was not born in my mind. Yes, it was just a song. And it actually was a project for school, because I didn't graduate my master yet.
Yep.
And they asked me to write a song. And yeah, then this is the song that is gonna come out in my EP. So it's, yeah, I started quite some time ago, but when I decided that I wanted to actually record the EP and make it become an EP, I don't know anymore, like 1 year and a half, or yeah, I don't know exactly.
So in a list, like your resume is filled with amazing and incredible achievements, and now being a released music artist, published music artist is another achievement on your list, another checkbox checked.
Yes, thank you. I just thought this is the time to do this. Like I've sung a lot of other artists' songs before, and I was like, yeah, this is the time for my own music to come out.
And that sounds like we should be drinking champagne right now, celebrating.
Yeah, well, when the EP will come out, for sure.
But then we get straight into the second one. That's right, 1st of March. I'll set that SMS reminder now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going to wrap up because I'm going to put, we're playing music as well. And there's just so many questions, more questions that I want to ask. It's like the career, the inspiration. We've covered a lot already. And we've got the EP, and now I've just gone blank on what question I had in my mind. That's correct. So with 2021, are there any like concerts tentatively planned yet? Any festivals? Are we going to see you on the world stage? Are we going to see you on TV?
Well, the only thing I can actually talk about right now is my EP.
Okay.
Because, like I was saying before, I am a person that likes to think ahead. So I've been thinking ahead about what to do, of course.
Yeah.
I have my plans in my head, but not only in my head. I'm actually like really planning, talking to people. But I cannot share them yet. It's a secret for now,
Okay.
and it's not like a trick or something. I cannot share it yet. It's gonna be something pretty big if it's gonna happen. So until I have like a real confirmation of everything, I cannot share it yet.
So when you have the real confirmation and it's happened, we can get you back on, and then you can share it.
Oh, for sure. It's gonna be like I am filled with enthusiasm because it's actually like 3 things. So it's a lot, and if it's gonna happen and it's gonna be great, of course I will have a lot to talk about it. So yeah, I've been thinking for like the entire 2021 already in my head and talking to people, organizing stuffs. But it's something so big that I cannot share it yet.
Ooh, it sounds exciting. We need drum rolls right now.
Yeah.
So,
but the EP that's something that's gonna happen in 2021, and of course.
So
say about
is the EP going to be released on all digital platforms like Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, or?
Yeah, all digital platforms, not physical. It's not. I'm not gonna print or doing that stuff. But all digital stuff, yes, digital platforms.
Okay, so what I'll be doing is I'll put the links to your profile so people can find you and collaborate with you, because I'm sure you can see that you love collaboration. I mean, to have your incredible voice on their music productions would be fantastic.
Yeah, but I think that doing stuff together, it's a strength. So together you're much stronger than on your own. That's what I really believe. So that's why I love collaborations. I like to just play with other people and sing with other singers.
and share that insatiable lust for sound.
Yeah, I don't think that's something you should do completely on your own. I know a lot of people that are very, competitive. I don't feel like I am competitive. Of course, you want to shine, but I don't think that shining yourself means like put other people in the dark. I've seen other artists doing that, and I'm not like that. So that's why I like collaboration, because I like to shine together. That's much better, I think.
That's extraordinary. It's beautiful. Really beautiful. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to end this up here now. And I thank you so very much for tuning in to the Insatiable Lust for Sound. I thank you so very much, Filomena Croce, for coming on and sharing your story and the creation and what you've experienced in the music, and that sharing that passion and love and your wisdom. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
Well, I don't know. I just want to thank you for having me. I'm really happy to have this opportunity. I've never been to Australia. I hope I will, like in one of my journeys, my trips. I'm really happy to be here.
Australia is a very beautiful country, a very big country, and right now it's very hot.
Okay. Well,
it's very hot.
Nice. That's nice, because here it's winter. So nice.
We are known for having a white Christmas of dandruff and sunscreen.
Okay.
So thank you very much for coming along. As I said, the links are below in the show notes so people can find you and explore your music. And we've also got the music on the show. And we thank you very much for for joining in. And we look forward. We're definitely going to get you back. So you got more news to share.
Yeah, in 2021.
Exactly. Okay, thank you very much. This is Stephen North, and you've tuned in to the Insatiable Lust for Life and the Insatiable Lust for Sound. Ciao for now.